911 location of your emergency.
Can you send an ambulance here?
To what address?
1123 Ujama, please.
All right, what's your name?
Hurry up, please.
What's your name?
Will. Out in the yard just playing. We was all running around. And as they were running, I chased them around, and my son was in the house by himself. So as we was in the back, I heard a pow, so I ran around front. And shortly before that, two guys had rolled by on a bicycle. So we running, we ain't playing no mind. My neighbor just came and left. So I was waiting on my ride, because we was about to go take them to my grandma's house. To their grandma's house for Christmas.
That's one less drug dealer we have to worry about.
EMDR stands for Eye Movement Desensitization and Reprocessing. It has been shown as an effective way to treat trauma. When someone experiences a traumatic event, that event can sometimes get stuck in that person's mind. The way the process works is we use a device to stimulate lateral eye movement, similar to REM sleep. We have found the brain is highly effective in processing during REM. This works much like that. By recalling the trauma, we are able to create new associative links, identify internal and external triggers, and desensitize them while also envisioning coping mechanisms for future events. Tell me about that night.
It was Christmas Eve, 2008. It was pretty close to Christmas. Me and Krutov were sitting on Angeles Drive. We had just broken up a fight. And we were dispatched through our computer consoles. All we saw on the screen was that a 3-year-old boy had been shot. And I looked over to Krutov and I told him to follow me. I knew a back way into Idlewood Village. And it didn't take us long to get there. When we got on the scene, Krutov searched the house to make sure it was all clear. And the dad was telling me what had happened. And I was checking the boy's pulse. He was laying on the floor, and he had been shot in his right cheek, underneath his eye. And he had brain matter coming out of the back of his head, seeping onto the floor. And there was nothing to be done. Dad had told me that he was out back playing with his 2 kids, and he heard gunshots. And when he ran around the house, he saw 2 guys on a bike. When he told me that, I got up from checking on the boy, and I went outside to check the exterior for any bullet holes. And I didn't see any fresh bullet holes. So I came back in and I looked on the interior wall, and I still didn't see anything. And as I got to the corner and I turned around, my eyes swept from the couch in between the coffee table, and I noticed there was a cup on the floor. And I looked closer, and in front of the cup there was a liquid that had been spilled. And next to that liquid, there was a shell casing. Things changed after that. We were asking the dad where his gun was, and he just kept telling us he didn't have one. It turned out the 3-year-old boy had shot himself. And we still needed to find the gun. So we did a line search outside in the backyard. And I was standing next to this officer. And I don't know why he said this. Maybe he didn't know that I was first on the scene, that it was me that checked that boy's pulse. But he made some off-cuff remark about one less drug dealer we have to worry about. And I just wanted to deck him. For him to say something like that. You have no idea what this child's life could have been and what he could have grown up to be capable of. But it was that remark that made my cracks started to show. For some reason, they left me on the scene that night, which is unusual. My car was parked in the backyard, and I was typing up my report. And it was morning. The sun had just come up, and I don't know what time it was, but what jarred me was Grandma's scream. Grandma had come home, and the detectives had told her what had happened, and that scream will forever be burned in my mind. And that's what broke my disconnect. From then on, every crime scene that I went to, every fatality, every homicide just dug deeper and left its mark on me.
Get the image in your mind. Think about how you feel right now. Where does that take you?
I wasn't expecting that. I thought of my grandma, actually. I guess thinking about how when she passed away, our family just kind of dissolved. She was the glue that held us together. And just thinking about that boy and when his grandmother came home and that scream, I just felt like this event just tore the family apart.
How are you feeling today?
I need you to undo whatever it is we've done. I need those walls back. I need to stop feeling. I've got all these things and I have no idea what they are and I don't know how to process them and I need it to stop. People have told me for a long time that I needed to let go of my anger. And I never knew what they meant. I never felt angry. But then again, I never felt much of anything. I was numb. For once in my life, I'm happy. My heart feels full. I notice things so much more, like the hue of the sky and the beauty of nature. And it just feels so free. And I'm trying.